What is going on, people? I was a bit angry earlier today thinking about my future in the online business space and business in general. And it's led me to making this video, right? Now, there's part of me that wanted to make a loom for this, but there's also an overwhelming part of me that obviously that just kind of wants to explain some things to the camera and let you ingest it however you plan to. And if it makes sense, I can send you a more detailed audit of what I'm talking about, right? But the thing that I've gotten on here to speak about is brand building, right? And the power of actually leveraging your brand in sales, right? Now, some of you may be here watching this and you are a sales rep. And what I am not talking about is being a sales rep and building a brand around yourself as a sales rep, right? That is, I guess, technically what I'm doing right now when I make these videos, when I post the stuff that I post, blah, blah, blah. There's a brand around me, but the brand is not focused on me being a sales rep. The brand is focused around me gaining clients to fix their operations, their sales operations, and manage their sales teams, right? That's why I make content. Surprise, surprise. Sales is cool, but I've had the greatest impact and have done my best work when it comes to fixing the operations of a sales process and actually fixing sales processes as a whole and in people management, right? And implementation is where I've been best at, right? Now, the reason I make this delineation is because this is focused more towards the brand owner, right? And the reason I'm going to make this today is it's going to sound like I'm hate dumping right now. It's going to sound like I'm being really angry and just being like mad, but I think it's rightful. I think it's rightfully so that I'm angry. And the reason that I think this is because everybody and their mother right now, I'm not going to get on here and say a bunch of names because I have great respect for the people that push these ideas, and I don't inherently believe that they're wrong. But what I do believe is that they're not right for everybody. And the most popular marketers that you know are people that sell desirable products to desirable prospects, right? Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, they sell something that is ROI based to an audience that has the money to achieve said ROI, right? Those are the people that you see marketing, right? That you see who have made it very big with marketing. Those are the people that they run $1 million a month offers. Those are the people that you see who scale offers from 0 to 500,000 in 2 months, right? Now, I'm naming these examples for one because they're kind of specific, right? I know what I'm talking about whenever I say it, but the reason I'm saying them is because if I were to start to say the names and everything, you'd be able to go trace backwards, see what they run, and come to realize that they're very expensive products marketed towards very cash heavy or presumed to be affluent buyers, right? Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and that is the desired outcome. Right? You don't want to sell a good product to a broke person, and you don't want to sell a bad product to a person who has money, because in both situations, they're just going to shit on you, right? You're either not going to make the sale, or you're going to make the sale and they're going to trash you and tear your brand out, right? But the reason it is misleading to have those be the people that lead the conversation on marketing is it is almost I would say at a rate of success metric, you are so much more likely to have a big offer selling a decent product to a rich person than you are selling an amazing product to a not rich person, right? Now, the reason I believe this is because of two things, right? It comes down to the mindset of the buyer, and it comes down to the actual scale or metric of the numbers at play, right? Now, when it comes to the mindset of the buyer, the more affluent person has made decisions in their life that has gotten them to affluence, right? They've gone to school and became a doctor, and they, bust their ass for 10 years before they made 300K in a year, right? Something like that. They have the mindset of somebody who would show up and buy something, and they also have the mindset of somebody who understands that there's an ROI for their time and money, right? And I would venture to say that they're going to be more likely to pay for said outcome, right? And then on the other side, the scale or the sliding metric of the numbers at play is a lot more variable on the higher side, right? Now, what I mean by this is if you know that your TAM, your target audience or whatever, like they are going to have more money. If you know that they're going to have more money, what are you going to do? Are you going to sell them the cheaper version of your product, or are you going to sell them the most expensive version of your product? You're going to sell them the most expensive one, right? Now, with this in mind, if you sell a $5,000 product, it's going to take you 20 sales to hit 100K in a month. If you sell a $10,000 product, it's going to take you 10 sales to get there, right? Now, obviously, I'm doing basic math, and that's like dumb, but it's very rare. It's very rare that you are going to be selling something above 10K to people that can afford it, right? In all honesty, in all actuality, that is the long and short of it. And these are the people that lead the voice of marketing, right? These are the people that tell you how to run your offers. Now, you as the viewer, I would almost guarantee are not the person that sells the $10,000 package. You as the viewer are either a sales rep or somebody that sells the $4,000 to $6,000 package, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but what there is an issue with that I've seen become a great issue is the fact that you don't understand the difference between a logic-based sale and a trust-based sale, right? Now, the reason I'm saying this is because a high ROI product sold to an affluent person is a logistical sale. You're getting on there, you're clarifying that the numbers make sense, that the things are, you believe in the system. And if you believe in the system, the numbers make sense, you have the money, you're just going to pay for it, right? Because that's the way that the audience is being catered to, right? On the other side of it, when you see people that are selling like biz ops or they're selling some kind of like fitness product or something like that, you're selling using a brand more than anything. Fitness is a great example of it because, like, let's say Sam Sulik, right? He has a massive, massive fitness brand. If Sam came out tomorrow and said that I'm going to open up a coaching program, I'm going to have 100 spots, and it's going to be $3,000 to join, he would sell every single spot. Like it's just the reality of it, right? Because his brand is there and people identify so heavily with his brand. Now, let's take Joe Schmo, who is the same size, stature, build, same knowledge as Sam, and he has 15,000 followers and he markets for his dollars, right? He's running a call book funnel. He has 3 setters, 4 closers, and he's just fucking blasting traffic, right? That person is going to, yes, I guess like maybe they're going to get sales, but they're going to have to force sales and they're going to have a very good sales team to sell, right? I made a video once about why the call book funnel is obsolete, and this is a continuation of why the call book funnel is obsolete and how to remedy the sickness that is that mindset of, I'm going to run an ad that says I make 20K a month and I'm going to show you how to make 20K a month if you book the call, right? I think that is the worst thing that you can do to an offer because you are removing your brand from the equation at all, right? You do not give yourself a chance to sell to them before they get on the call, and you are burning money by running those cold prospects to a call, right? Now, when I say this in a ROI-based, high net worth individual focused call, you can run a call book funnel, right? Because they understand what they're showing up to. They've made these decisions before. You can just show them the numbers. If the numbers make sense, let's do it, right? But when it comes to getting somebody on a call and going to pitch them your course on whatever, if they haven't identified with the person who sells said product beforehand, they are not going to buy, right? In the past, they would, because they weren't used to getting fucking obliterated with ads every single day. I'm not even I hit not interested on every info product ad that I get, and I still get them. I still get absolutely just I get a tsunami of them every single day, and I hate them because they're all the same ad for the same things from different people, right? Now, as a buyer, as somebody who's just scrolling and you're looking for this thing, right? You start to search for it on YouTube and the algorithm gets you. Now, 4 times a day, you see somebody who offers XYZ solution. At some point, your natural curiosity is going to kick in and you're going to book a call, right? Because what is the call labeled as? It's going to be considered a strategy session. It's going to be considered an application call. It's going to be considered something that requires a brand for you to fully comprehend. But as the label without the brand included, it seems like an information call. It seems like something you would get on to learn more, and then you would be able to leave and go make a decision afterwards, right? That is the way it's framed in the prospect's mind every single time, because you have removed your brand from the equation and you have killed any opportunity for your prospects to actually resonate with who you are, your business, your goals, your mission, what you're aligned to. The things that you say internally to your team, where you say, oh, this is like our rock, this is what we do this for, your prospects should know that. They should know what's going on the inside. They should know what's going on in the guru's brain. They should know what's going on in the guru's life. And that's what they should know. They shouldn't see the guru's ad and the guru say, oh, if you want to make 100K a month working 2 hours a day, book a call. Because that's what you've been told. You've been told by every big marketer, tell them what you have, tell them what happens if they get it, and tell them to book a call so they can get it. Right? I'm obviously extremely oversimplifying that, but that's the same method that they use in their ads, right? It's here's my thing, here's my trading algorithm, here's the results year over year for the last 20 years of the trading algorithm. If you want to talk about buying this trading algorithm, let's book a call, right? Now let's go ahead and substitute that same structure with a biz op. We'll say remote cleaning because I've seen that kind of fizzle out recently. Here is a Stripe dashboard that says that I made 40K last month with this biz op. Here's me. I also run this thing. I run this business too. Book a call so you can see what it looks like to run the business yourself. Like that's essentially the structure. That's how most ads are formatted. It's here's this thing, here's me doing the thing, here's the money that I've made from the thing. Now book a call if you want to do the same. And it's the same flow, it's the same structure that the marketers that are above you are trying to tell you to use, but ultimately you're not getting the same results because you're selling to a different person and you're selling to somebody who, I mean, to be honest, I actually, you know what, fuck it, because I've been really mad about this all day. I'm going to just crash out and start saying it, right? The people who are buying B2C products that aren't at the peak, they're not the type A pinnacle level prospect, they are stupid, dog. And when I say that they're stupid, I don't mean like intelligence wise, but you need to beat into their heads the reason why they should make a decision, right? Now, when I say beat it into their heads, I don't mean that you need to shame them and shun them and tell them that they're terrible. You need to constantly remind them that they want something, right? Because society has trained this persona to be a good little boy, to be a good little girl, to go to work, sit in their 9 to 5 and shut up, right? And collect their paycheck and go home. Go to the gym at 6 p.m. when everybody else is there. Go home, barely eat with your kids, put them to sleep, watch a show on the couch with your husband or your wife, and then go to sleep, right? And then get up and do it again for 5 days of the week. Then you get 2 days a week to drink and, you know, do whatever, reset and be anxious on Sundays, and then you repeat it, right? That's what society has told these people, and it has been so deeply ingrained and indoctrinated into them that that's how they should live, that it's almost like second nature. It's like breathing to them, right? So you need to continuously remind this buyer, this persona, that there's better out there for them. How do you do this with your brand? You show them what your lifestyle looks like, and you say that, yo, I got this because of my decision to do this thing, right? Now they're saying, okay, every week I see this guy post twice a week that he's going and having fun and traveling and doing cool stuff with his friends, and he keeps on saying it's because he did this thing, and they're going to start to wonder, right? They're going to dig more into it. Now you start to make educational content. You talk about the pitfalls of the industry that you're in. You talk about the reason why they shouldn't do something. You talk about the negative sides of things. You give a real perspective and you actually educate them on the thing that you do. Now they're like, damn, okay, well, this person actually cares, and I'm starting to understand what they do, and I understand it at a greater level than just like the concept. I know the inner workings of it a little bit now. And because I know the inner workings of it and because I've seen the negative sides of it, I mean, I feel like I might be able to do it, right? And then more in content, right? You obviously post testimonials and you script those in a way that would lead somebody down this decision tree to book a call. But more than that, you make videos and you make content, you make reels, you make tweets, you make Instagram posts, whatever. You make content that leads somebody to saying, man, I would be dumb if I didn't try it, right? And then you don't hide that you're somebody who teaches how to do it, right? And you don't hide that it's not for everybody. You don't hide that it's not free, right? Like little things like that, they win so much of your prospects' love and attention and connection. It will absolutely skyrocket your close rate. It'll skyrocket your show rate, and it will skyrocket your business overall, because the buying persona that you are selling to when you're not marketing towards the absolute elite CEOs of America and trying to sell them a $25,000 branding package to change their image in the media, if you're not trying to sell to that person, they need to trust you, because they're not buying the thing that you're selling. They're buying you, right? They're buying your brand. They're buying access to you. They're buying access to your friends, to your lifestyle. They're buying access to what you've portrayed in your brand. And if you portray the wrong things in your brand, and if you don't effectively portray anything at all in your brand, if you do get a buyer in, right, they have no conviction in you, right? So they're going to be more likely to charge back if they don't get the result that you promised. And then furthermore, I said if for a reason. You're not going to get very many buyers. You're not going to get buyers at scale the way that you think you are, spending 40K a month in ads or whatever. You're not going to get the return that you believe you're going to get from that, because you are everybody else. You're everybody else in the market because you're running ads like everybody else in the market. You're not creating content and you're doing the same thing that everybody else in the market is doing. You're just flexing and doing guru shit and fucking POV day in the life of a Miami billionaire, right? Like, you're not making something that anybody can relate to. You're making something that somebody can hope and dream and pray that they get. And let's be real here, right? Whenever somebody hopes and dreams and prays that they get something, and somebody offers them a call to strategize about how to hope get and how to get that thing that they've been wanting, do you think that they're going to show up and be in a buying state? Or do you think that because you've gate kept all this information and you said that you need to book a call so you can get further into my ecosystem, do you think because you've treated them that way that they're going to show up to the call and buy? Or do you think that they're going to show up to the call and try to learn more about the brand and the strategy and the method that you sell? Be honest, like, pause the video, look at yourself in a mirror and think, if this is my marketing style, am I giving them a reason to show up to the call that concludes in them giving me money? Or am I giving them a reason to show up to the call and see through the veil that I've put in between us, this mystery that I've put up in between us? Am I giving them an opportunity to peek behind the curtain? Or am I giving them the opportunity to own the whole fucking theater, right? And to make the movies with me? Because that's what they want. They don't want to walk behind the curtain and see that it was all just smoke and mirrors. They don't want that. So naturally they're going to be curious, and they're not going to want to make the decision on that call, because all you did was let them see behind the curtain, and you let them see the smoke and mirrors, but you haven't shown them why they're back there. You haven't shown them why all of the things behind the curtain are there. And they don't understand that those smokes and mirrors are what helps create this whole movie that they've been watching the whole time, right? If you don't let them watch anything before they get back there, they're just going to look at it and say, you know what, fuck, it's more smoke and mirrors. And they're not going to buy, right? Now, all of my videos are like 20 minutes long. I'm sorry that I yap so damn much. But ultimately, if you are running cold traffic ads right now, you are going to drive yourself into the ground in business unless you have at least 300,000 followers, right? And that's the benchmark that I've set, because if you've grown that way outside of just primarily paid traffic, you might be able to sell by the brand at that point, depending on the industry and what you do and what you're selling. You might be able to sell just off the brand. But even then, if you're running paid traffic at that size, it's probably not going to be a good time for your offer, honestly. If you have 300K followers and you're not running a primarily organic funnel and then maybe supplementing it with paid traffic, shouldn't have bought those followers back in 2012, man. Everybody told you they were bots, you know? But that's a caveat to everything that I've just said. My bad. Ultimately, right, if you're running cold traffic, dude, you're going to get a cold ass audience on the call, and you're going to need to hire a bunch of super expensive dog closers who don't want 10% of each package that they sell because they know they're not going to sell that many. They want 15% commission on everything that you sell because they know that your offer isn't set up for them to do a lot of volume. It's not, right? You have 14 fucking closers on your team. Do you think that somebody who's coming to interview for your team doesn't realize that you have 14 closers and you make 250 grand a month? The wealth distribution there isn't that great, right? It's a failing system. It's a failing meta. It's just not real anymore. I'm sorry. It's not fucking 2014 where you can just blast YouTube ads and sell shit to everybody in the country. It's a more sophisticated market, right? In the same way that you see fly by night brands come and go, now in the actual like real world is the same reason you see offers fly by night come and go. They'll collect a bunch of cash and then they'll never sell again because they don't build a brand. They don't focus on actually furthering their social credit score and building social equity on the internet, because that's what you're doing. You're building brand equity. The more that you focus on treating your offer as if you are indoctrinating people into a cult, as opposed to selling somebody the fucking key to a kingdom that they don't even know if they want to be in or not, right? Now, I've gotten very direct and I've gotten very passionate about what I'm saying, but it's because I know that it works, right? I know what I'm saying is true. And I know that the people who are implementing this style of thinking in their marketing and changing and shifting things around that now are the people that are successful at a much higher profit margin than the ones who are running legacy blasting cold traffic offers, right? I tried to explain this to somebody recently and they said, man, I think I should run a webinar instead. And I said, dude, I might as well just fucking like, if you listen to me say all this and your idea is to run a webinar, I will see you flipping the burgers in 2 years, man. I don't care at all, right? That is completely wrong, and the quick money runs out. And eventually, the more that you pursue quick money, the more that you pursue massive ROAS from 50K in ad spend, the quicker you will go out of business. So, hey, keep on doing it. To the people that I will work with in the future, we're going to be bulletproof. 10 years down the line, we'll probably be the industry leaders in whatever verticals we choose. So if you want to work with me, if you want somebody to help you rebuild your sales system, your messaging, your marketing, if you want a full process audit of your offer, DM me on Instagram. It's my name, Noah Burton, right? 2 H's though, because Noah Burton with 1 H. He's been sitting on that account for a while. I hate that guy. But Noah Burton with 2 H's, hit me up and I will go through your entire brand for you, and I will tell you everything that I think is wrong, and I'll do it for free. You don't even got to pay me, because at this point, like I like doing it. And if you gotten to this point and you're one of the bros, give me a comment, give me a like, give me something, show me some love, because I love y'all. Jesus loves y'all, and I want y'all to have a great night, great day, great afternoon, whatever, whenever you see this. Peace.